Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and we have a lot to discuss here in today's video. Obviously, this stuff is going to be outdated by tomorrow when we have Call of Duty next, but so far, we've learned a lot about Modern Warfare 2 today, so I want to cover that here in this video. First things first, the beta is now available to preload. If you have pre-ordered Modern Warfare 2 on your PlayStation 4 or your PlayStation 5, you might be able to find the beta inside the store. Some people it's showing up, some people it's not. For me personally, it's not showing up yet, but it's showing up for many other people. And yeah, so the beta is set to begin on September 16th, the day after Call of Duty next. And what's interesting is people have been able to access the settings of the beta, and in there they have found references to an FOV slider for both the PS4 and the PS5 versions. So console players, I know it's been a big thing in Warzone for years, but console players, FOV sliders will be there in Modern Warfare 2 right there from the beta, and presumably in the full game itself, which is pretty awesome. We also have this bit of news right here, something we've been asking for a long time, the firing range. This was leaked to me actually a long time ago. I made that video about the playtester that played Warzone early, and he talked about the idea of the firing range being there in the game. Well, the firing range is indeed going to be there. You can test out your guns, test out your attachments, and speaking of attachments, we have this brand new video coming straight from the official Call of Duty YouTube channel. I'm going to play the video in its entirety at the end of this video, but suffice it to say, the Gunsmith is going to be a lot better this time around. What they're doing is the weapons themselves are going to have receivers, and from that receiver you can turn one weapon, like the M4 for example, into the M16, turn it into the 5.56 Icarus, into the F-TAC Recon, or the FSS Hurricane, whatever, you know, where you can see it right there. The receivers are going to take one gun platform like the M4 and turn it into essentially 5 different weapons, which is something that people really enjoyed back in Modern Warfare 2019, myself included. Who remembers guns like the Holger, for example? The Holger light machine gun, if you put the right attachments on it, it kind of turned itself into a G36 from the older Modern Warfare games. That was a cool feature. I think a lot of people enjoyed that. You can turn the AK-47 essentially into an AK-74U, and they're basically taking that idea and cranking it up to infinity with Modern Warfare 2, and it's definitely going to be a lot of fun to play with. Now, one thing that's not going to be fun, however, is and you guys knew this was coming, pre-orders, monetization, oh, the COD franchise, I'm telling you. So there's lots of good news to cover, right? We've discussed a number of good things so far here today, but you guys know about the weapon vault, right? They've been touting this like Cinder weapon vault for a while now, and part of this, if you get this weapon vault, which you can only get by buying the $100 vault edition of Modern Warfare 2, you will unlock every single attachment for the M4 right away. So not only do you have all the attachments for the M4, you have the attachments for the M16, the Icarus, the Recon, the Hurricane, whatever. You just have them right away. Like, you know, you can talk about this to death, but it's essentially pay to win. It really is. Like in a game where it's about leveling up your guns and things like that, like you can just have all the attachments right away. And I would not be surprised whatsoever. It's the M4 for crying out loud. I would not be surprised if this gun was meta throughout the entirety of the Modern Warfare 2 lifecycle. And if you buy the $100 edition, you can just have all the attachments before you even boot up the game in a private match to get your sensitivity and your button layout right. You'll already have every single attachment, which that irks me, man. That definitely irks me. But speaking of attachments, going back to the video that Call of Duty released today, this is actually fantastic news. What they've done is if you unlock one particular attachment for one particular weapon, it's going to be available for every weapon that also has that attachment. So let's say you have a very specific foregrip and you unlock it, say, on your M4. Well, if that same foregrip can be used on whatever, the AK, when you go to level up your AK, you'll already have that foregrip. You're not gonna have to go through every single weapon level on every single weapon, because if there are shared attachments between these different weapons, then you're just gonna already have them unlocked if you used the one prior. So I guess it's even more of an advantage if you do end up getting the Vault edition of the game, because if you have all the M4 attachments, you know, some of those attachments are gonna carry over into other weapons as well. So you have a bunch of attachments for the other guns as well. It just, oh, I get, it's not the biggest deal. It's basically paying for like an edge early on, you know what I mean? Because eventually we're gonna have all the attachments. Eventually we're gonna have everything unlocked. That's how it goes, right? We're actually gonna play the game. But, you know, the fact that you can just pay an extra $30-$40 and not have to play the game and just have everything right there from the very beginning. So while we're sitting there unlocking our foregrips, you're coming at us with a 10 attachment rifle just ready to mow us down. It's gonna feel weird. It definitely is. But man, Modern Warfare 2, the news is right around the corner. Call of Duty Next is tomorrow. The day after that is going to be the beginning of the PlayStation beta. I've got the game. I've got, well, as soon as it shows up in the store, I'll start pre-downloading it and be ready to go. And I'm excited, man. It's going to be so many videos coming out over the course of the next couple of days. Make sure you guys have that notification bell turned on. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. It's at NerosCinema. And man, I'm nervous, man, because like, you know, we've been waiting so long for like the official reveal of this game to finally get a good look at it, you know, and if you have a PlayStation, like being able to actually play the game, you know what I mean? And in the next 48 hours, you know, many people are going to have played the game. We're actually going to have a feel for it. Most of our questions are going to be answered, and we'll have to wait and see how things are going to play out. But guys, that's it for this video here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
My name is Mary Evjukian, and I'm a senior UX designer. Gunsmith itself has a whole new environment. It is an updated interface that makes it feel like you are in a gunsmithing space.
My name is Ben Garnell, principal artist. They're going to see, first of all, the M4 platform. And what you're going to notice is not only in this title are you able to change out the stock, optic, etc., but this time there's actually an extra slot, and that is for the receiver.
You have a platform of weapons, which is a family of weapons. Once you get to a receiver unlock within your first weapon, that's when you unlock another weapon. And those modifications that you have already unlocked for the previous weapon now work on that weapon too.
The receiver this time is driving Gunsmith as it would be in reality, and each of these separate receivers have their own unique progression.
So the receiver for the assault rifle will remain for that assault rifle. But if it's a receiver for the SMG within that platform and you switch to that receiver, then you have the SMG in place. But the modifications that you have already previously done on that assault rifle can move over to that SMG build.
Each of those shared attachments that you unlock is now cross-progressible and attachable onto another weapon in the same class.
This takes away from the grind of having to unlock every single attachment on each weapon every time they want to level up a weapon. What this does is it shows you that one grip that you unlocked on the first weapon is now usable on a different weapon within that platform, and you don't need to re-unlock that weapon.
I'm Joel Emsley. I am the studio art director at Infinity Ward. We are introducing a system of how to develop or modify a blueprint like we've never done before. We wanted to create a weapon system that was visually consistent through and through.
What the FJX Cinder Vault allows us to do is to take a platform like the M4, which has tons of attachments, and every single one of those attachments will be themed cohesively. Will have that unique look, the unique red anodizing of FJX Cinder.
My name is Yi Yang, and I'm a product manager here at Infinity Ward. When we set out to create the Vault system, we wanted to give players greater ability to customize and add personality to their weapons. At its core, the Vault system unlocks every attachment and allows you to equip any attachment onto your M4 platform that share the same aesthetic.
It's a fantastic type of weapon and blueprint system to introduce into the game because people like me can sit there and geek out on it.
I consider it to be the ultimate blueprint. It's every single attachment for my personal favorite platform in the game, and you are able to run it however you like, and it's going to match no matter what attachment suite you put on it.
The goal was to produce something that players could play with and not break the visual.
And Gunsmith overall just feels like a whole new experience.
This is the game I've been waiting to make a long time.
Pre-order now and get early access to the open beta.